Bianca, you there? What the freaking hell was going on with today's lunchbox? It was full of leftovers from yesterday's dinner.
Sorry, Gabriel. I was rushing around like a headless chicken this morning. Louise messed up my normal routine when she decided to projectile vomit all over the kitchen.
Seriously? You're gonna blame this on my little sister's kid?
It's not like that. I had to visit your mom in hospital, too.
Oh, what's this? It's my mom's fault now? Make your damn mind up already, you responsibility-dodging tightwad! When are you gonna stop blaming my family for your mistakes?
Will you stop talking to me like that? I'm not trying to blame anyone. I've been taking care of your mom all on my own ever since we moved in with her. Not to mention looking after Louise. Then there's all the housework on top of it.
Oh, wow, stop being such a crybaby! My mom's got a bad back. She's not capable of zooming around the house like she did when she was young anymore. And my sister's a single mom. You've got the most free time in your hands, so it's only fair you do all the housework and look after Louise.
I don't mind helping out here and there, but no one ever told me I'd be doing everything. Besides, we were only supposed to be living here until your sister found a job. What happened to that? It's been half a year now. It doesn't even seem like she's looking for work.
It's not easy for new moms to find a job, you know. Society is hard on people like my sister.
We were due to renew the contract on our old apartment when you asked me how I felt about moving in with your family. But it was only supposed to be for a little while. I never would have agreed to it if I knew things would end up like this.
So what are you saying? That the two of us should move away on our own?
You're the one who said you were thinking about moving your mom into a care facility before we all started living together. But you never talk about it at all these days. Have you changed your mind?
My mom might not be as good on her feet as she used to be, but she's still as sharp as a knife mentally. I feel awful throwing her into some facility full of people with dementia just because her walking's a little unsteady.
Taylor goes out to hang with her friends every single day. She literally never lifts a finger around the house. She could at least help with the housework and play a part in raising her own daughter until she finds a job. What's the point in her living here? Are we running a hotel service now or something?
The point is that she's looking for work. What's she supposed to do if she finds a job all of a sudden? It's better for her if me and you are around to help out with Louise when the time comes. Family are supposed to help each other out in times like this. Not everything is about you, you know. God, you can be cold sometimes.
How am I being cold? I just want things to be done fairly is all, and I feel like I'm being taken advantage of with how things are right now. Why don't we just move out and send them a monthly allowance instead? If we have more space to ourselves, you can work remotely more often. To tell you the truth, Gabriel, I'm almost at a breaking point.
You're almost at a breaking point just from living with my mom and sister? You're unreal. If you're this stressed now, how the heck are you gonna cope when we have kids one day? Quit your whining and toughen up.
What, so I'm just supposed to lay down and take it when you and your family treat me like your own live-in slave? I do all the housework and am basically acting as your niece's mom. Want to know the worst thing? I still get complaints. Your food sucks, or that's not how you vacuum, you pea-brained doofus. Are just a couple of the things your lovely, charming mother and sister take great pride in yelling at me. They even tell me to remake meals from scratch when they don't like something.
Have you considered that maybe they might be right? They're just trying to encourage you to improve. How about doing the housework to a standard that everyone's happy with? Have you thought about that? Have you? Huh?
Gabriel! What the hell has gotten into you lately? I'm telling you, I'm struggling to keep on top of everything. Is it any wonder the housework isn't perfect when I have about 1,000,000 other things to do on top of it? You never help me either.
That's because I'm a man. Us men don't do housework. We go out and earn money. Why do you think you have the luxury of whining at me from the comfort of a warm home with a well-stocked fridge? Because I, the man, pay for you to live in it.
I'm grateful for that. But would it really kill you to help me out a little on your days off every now and then? I don't get days off because there's always housework to be done.
You're a stay-at-home housewife. Why the frick do you need days off? All you have to do is remain fully fed, clothed, and watered, to shut your mouth, and to take care of things at home, and you still find things to complain about. Most people will kill to have it easy as you. Stop being so selfish.
Am I really being selfish?
This is just how shared living arrangements are. Stop whining and do your job. The last thing I need is you nagging at me when I'm already exhausted from work.
Gabriel, will you be coming home soon? You promised you'd look after Louise this afternoon.
Sorry, babe, I can't make it home anymore.
Huh? Why? Where are you? I thought you said you were only going out to pick up a few things from the store. Didn't you say you wanted to spend the rest of your day relaxing at home?
I, bumped into a friend on the way. We decided to head into the city for a meal together. It's been a while, and we thought it'd be nice to catch up.
Gabriel, please. I have an appointment at the salon soon. What am I supposed to do about Louise? God knows where Taylor went. She's nowhere to be found as usual, and your mom's out at the day service.
I don't know, take her to the salon with you? You'll figure something out.
I can't do that, please, Gabriel. Can't you reschedule, or maybe bring your friend back here?
Shut your goddamn mouth, bitch! Cancel the salon and quit bugging me.
What did you just call me? Oh my God, Gabriel! This is my first salon appointment in 6 months.
Why the hell do you need to look pretty? No one pays attention to you in the first place. Ever hear the phrase of polishing a turd? You're a woman, and you have long hair like women are supposed to? What else do you freaking need? Just tie it in a ponytail and save your money.
Oh my God, you're so horrible. Do I ask a lot of you? No. All I'm asking is that you let me go to the salon this one time. Why am I the only one who has to make sacrifices all the time? I do everything I can for you and your family, and I drop my plans to do favors for your mom and sister all the time too. We're supposed to be married, but I feel like I'm on my own these days. Can't we start working as a team like we used to?
Well, then go during the week instead. Why you gotta pester me with your bullcrap? I'm busy.
I'm asking you because I can't go during the week. I don't have enough free time for that. Your mom refuses to have anything to do with looking after Louise, which leaves me fully responsible for her when Taylor's not around. Which is basically all the time. I don't get any opportunities to do the things that I want to do.
So use your head and find a salon that will let you take Louise along. All right, problem solved.
Louise isn't the only one I'm looking after. Your mom gets grumpy whenever I'm not around the house, and I always get an earful when I get home because of how I failed in my duty as her caregiver. A role I don't remember signing up for. If I'm home even a little later than planned when I go out grocery shopping, she flips out and starts throwing things at me. Last week I had to dodge a flying cucumber that almost hit me square in the face.
Oh, I think I know why. She's super embarrassed about doing her business in her diaper. I think she gets upset when you're not around to take her to the toilet.
Right. So anyway, the point I'm making is that this isn't exactly the ideal situation for me to break away and spend a couple of hours at the salon. I don't want to cause them a nuisance by canceling last minute. I'm begging you, will you please come home just this once?
Impossible is impossible, and no means no.
Gabriel, you promised we'd work together before we agreed to move in with your family.
What am I supposed to do? I have a social life too, you know.
Oh, you do? That must be nice. I had no choice but to abandon my social life when we moved in here. I never get time to go visit my own folks or even see my friends. I get no time to myself anymore.
God damn it, woman, I said shut your mouth already. This is what being a wife is all about. You should have known what you were signing up for when we got married.
I really don't think it is.
The bottom line is I can't come home now, and that's final. If you're so desperate to go to the salon, try getting in touch with Taylor and see if she'll come home to watch Louise. She's her mom, not me.
I tried. She won't pick up.
Give up then.
Gabriel, please come home. I'm begging you.
God, you're annoying. If you ask me to come home one more time, we're getting a divorce.
Excuse me? Divorce?
Quit your tedious whining about how awful living with my family is and use your own goddamn brain to fix your own goddamn problems. One of my buddies and his wife moved in with his parents, but she doesn't whine like this. Why can't you be more like her? Why are you so special that you have to bitch and complain about every little thing at every opportunity? If you answer me back one more time, we're getting a divorce, bitch. I'm gonna head over and pick up a set of divorce papers on the way home later just so they'll be ready if I ever need to use them. My little trump card.
I see. So you're willing to divorce me?
Yep, 'cause you're freaking annoying. If you don't want to get divorced, then I suggest you shut your mouth and take a long, hard think about your behavior. I'm still gonna put my signature on the divorce papers just in case. Next time you give me crap, those motherfuckers are getting filed. You better be ready to sign them if that day comes.
Gabriel, hey, it's getting late. Will you be coming home tonight?
Yeah, I'm out drinking with a client right now.
I haven't been feeling well since this morning. I have an awful fever. My temperature's over 38 degrees.
Did you catch a cold?
Probably. But if I did, I'm guessing I'm gonna be out of action for at least a few days. I can't promise I'll be able to get out of bed tomorrow. I managed to get Louise off to sleep somehow, but it wasn't easy. Do you think maybe you could talk to Taylor and see if she can be around first thing tomorrow to look after her?
Me? Ask her your goddamn self!
She ignores all of my messages. Even when I manage to talk to her on the few occasions she is around at the house, she just tells me that she's busy and walks away.
What, and you think it's somehow magically gonna change if I ask her?
I just need you to know that I don't think I'm gonna be able to do any housework or look after Louise tomorrow. My fever's getting worse.
You still have a night's sleep ahead of you. I'm sure you'll be feeling fresh as a daisy and ready to go by the morning. Drink some medicine, get some sleep, and quit whining. People used to fight wars with fevers back in my grandparents' day. And you're whining about washing the dishes and changing nappies?
Are you telling me not to rest tomorrow?
Bingo! That's exactly what I'm saying! What are we supposed to do if you're out of action? My mom's too old to do housework or look after Louise, and my sister's too busy. She's not gonna have anyone watch her if you're upstairs lazing around in bed.
Taylor's her mom, for crying out loud.
And you think that means she should take care of her? You're basically her mom at this point anyway. You even started taking her out for monthly meetings with her dad recently, right? If that doesn't make you her mom, I don't know what does.
Sure I did, but still. If this is Taylor's attitude, why was she so eager to take custody? She threatened to take him to court if he didn't back down. If she had no intention of looking after her, she should have just let her live with her dad from the get-go.
Duh, because she wanted child support?
She took on a child she didn't want for money?
From what I hear, she's not doing half bad out of it. Think about it. Her dad works at a major global company, and he's an exec to boot.
Jesus, Gabriel, why don't you seem to care about your sister's horrendous behavior?
Why should I? I'm not the one who has to pay. It ain't my place to play morality police.
Louise is your niece. Don't you feel bad for her?
Why would I when you're here to look after her?
You and your family are really something else.
What the heck did you just say, woman? Are you trying to start a fight with me?
There wouldn't be any point. You're a disgrace of a human being. I can't carry on like this. I'm done pushing myself past breaking point to serve you and your family of ungrateful assholes.
What did you just say? How dare you? You are my wife! Whether you feel up to it or not, you will fulfill your duties around this house. The place better be spotless when I get home, and if there's any duty in Luisi's diaper, there will be hell to pay. You've got another thing coming if you think I'm gonna help you, because I ain't. If you slack on your duties for even a second, we're getting a divorce.
I see. So you're threatening me again.
Oh, it's not a threat, it's a promise. I told you I'd have the papers filed immediately the next time you piss me off. So stop trying to shirk your duties. You would never have gotten ill if you had just taken care of yourself properly like any good wife would. There's all the proof we need that you're not taking this seriously. Hey, Bianca. I want a detailed report on what you're doing right now. Why the heck aren't you home?
That's none of your business.
What did you just say, woman? Don't backchat me, you insolent little upstart. Tell me where you are right this moment. My mom and sister are livid with you. I made it clear I'd divorce you if you slacked on the housework and looking after the kid, didn't I?
Yep, that's why I handed in the divorce papers. I'm not your wife anymore, which means I'm done being your family's live-in house servant.
Huh? Wait, what? You handed in the divorce papers?
That's what I just said, isn't it? Do you struggle with reading comprehension? Bye.
Well, no, wait. My mom needs someone to take care of her. What's she supposed to do without you?
She's still as sharp as a knife mentally, right? I'm sure she'll be fine. By the way, I think there was crap in her diaper when I left. If you can't bring yourself to change it yourself, I suggest you make her crawl to the bathroom and clean herself up. She has plenty of energy to pinch me while I'm helping her and throw things across the room at me when she has a tantrum, so I'm sure she'll be fine.
What about Luis?
I took her to her dad's place.
But Taylor's the one with custody rights. We could take you to court for this. You're in a rude awakening if you think this crap is gonna fly with us, bitch.
Don't worry, I gave him plenty of proof that Taylor never lifts a finger to look after her. So he has all he needs to win a court case if that's what it comes to. He said he'd take care of things from here. Apparently, he's heading out to speak with Child Protective Services later today.
Holy crap! What the hell do you think you're playing at? Have you lost your mind?
You're the one who's a sandwich short of a picnic if you thought I was going to carry on tolerating this forever. I'm the one who's been looking after Louise all this time. You said yourself I was basically her mom. I decided she'd be better off living with her dad than in the shit show of a house you maniacs call a home. Louise never stopped talking about how much she missed her dad and wanted to live with him again. It's as plain as day that she loves him more than Taylor.
You get your ass back here right now!
No can do. I told you, we're already divorced. You guys aren't my problem anymore. I'm not your wife now. We're strangers, Gabriel.
But what about the housework?
I'm sure you'll figure something out, what with having Taylor, the eternal neat princess, living with you and all.
There's no way she'll be able to keep on top of the housework and look after my mom like you were. Do you have any idea how much of a mess you're leaving us in? You can't do this!
Not my problem. How about you take your own advice and use your own goddamn brain to fix your own goddamn problems? The concerns of you and your family are the last thing on my mind.
Bianca, I'm sorry. I should have never said what I said. I take it back. I was never serious about divorcing you.
Wow, I see. So I was right. You were threatening me after all.
No, I mean, it wasn't exactly like that.
Oh, yes it was. You thought you could frighten me into doing whatever you told me to if the threat of divorce was on the table.
But Bianca! What am I supposed to do? You were constantly complaining about how you were at your breaking point from living with my family. Sure, shared living arrangements like ours aren't the most common thing in the world these days. But there are still some people who do it. Take my buddy from work, for example. But unlike you, his wife never complains. I thought maybe you were trying to take advantage of your position as a stay-at-home housewife and live the easy life without doing your fair share of the work.
Shared living arrangements only work when all parties act with kindness and consideration towards one another. I didn't reach breaking point because it was a shared living arrangement. I reached breaking point because of who I was living with. You and your family are not normal. Despite the fact I literally did everything around the house, housework, looking after Louise, looking after your mom, I got nothing but abuse in return. Never once did I hear a thank you from any of you, even though I was always going out of my way to make sure you never wanted for anything. Is there a single woman on the planet who'd be happy in a situation like that?
Oh, come on, don't be so dramatic. This is just how families are. Mom and daughter-in-laws fight all the time. It's practically an American tradition at this point.
What? So I was just supposed to carry on putting up with it?
Family is all about overcoming problems together. How are we supposed to make any progress if you run away at the first sign of trouble?
Don't make me laugh. You've got some nerve to try and pull the family card on me. Family don't treat family like slaves, Gabriel. How would you like it if you were in my shoes? Would you be saying the same if you were the one being forced to run a household of 4 all on your own? The only problems you should work on overcoming are problems worth overcoming. There isn't a single good reason why I should carry on working myself to exhaustion, running around like a headless chicken to try and please a family of selfish, ungrateful assholes like you.
I'm sorry.
In the beginning, we were only supposed to live with your mom and sister until Taylor found a new job. And until you found a care home for your mom to live in. But that was all lies, wasn't it? Taylor didn't bother looking for a job, and you didn't bother looking for anywhere for your mom to stay. None of you helped me out around the house. None of you helped me with Louise. None of you helped me look after your mom. Who in their right mind would want to carry on in a situation like that? We're done. Finished.
Bianca, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry for forcing you to do so much. I promise we'll work together as a team from now on. I want to help you. Will you please just come home?
Someone's changed their tune. Are you forgetting whose idea the divorce was? Even if it was just an empty threat, you still went out of your way to get a set of divorce papers and put your signature on them. All I did was sign and file them.
No, we don't have to live with my mom and sister anymore. Please. I'll find us somewhere to live as soon as possible. I'll warn my mom that if they ever do anything to upset you again, they will be held to pay. Please, baby, we can change our ways, I swear. I'm begging you, please, believe me.
How many times did you ignore me when I begged you to stop the way you were treating me? How many times did I tell you how unhappy and stressed out you guys were making me? How convenient that you're suddenly ready to change your ways the moment I tell you it's over. What exactly am I supposed to believe? Anyway, us divorcing ultimately isn't down to your mom or Taylor. Nothing they did could ever have hurt me if you had my back. It's you I'm sick of. This is 100% your responsibility. Before the day was up, my ex-husband Gabriel was banging on the front door of my parents' house where I was staying, screaming, "I'm so sorry, baby," at the top of his lungs. Needless to say, neither me nor my parents had any intention of forgiving him. My dad, who used to be in the military and still had a collection of rifles, went out on the front porch with his AR-15 and glared at Gabriel with a look that could kill. He hightailed it out of there and back to his mom's house faster than a speeding bullet. Taylor's ex-husband won custody of Louise in court after the evidence that his wife was neglecting their child was presented. And now they're living happily together in his villa by the seaside. With that, the tables were turned. And in an epic twist, Taylor was the one now being forced to pay child support. Being broke and unemployed, she was obviously never going to be able to afford it. So Louise's dad ended up paying his daughter's living expenses out of his own salary. No big deal, though. He's loaded. I heard that Gabriel's mom, no longer having me around to wait on her hand and foot, could no longer go to the toilet when she wanted. Apparently, she now spends her days screaming out her son and daughter's names in a frenzied rage whenever her diapers need changing. The neighbors tell me they regularly hear loud thuds on the wall, which I can only assume are the impacts of cucumbers, lamps, and any other household objects unfortunate enough to be nearby when she flips out. Would you believe Gabriel rang me in tears one night begging me to save him? Nope. Gabriel did hire some carers from a private care company for a little while, but they eventually started refusing to come when his mom began getting violent and abusive. Word must spread fast in the industry, because last I heard, every application Gabriel made to put her into a care home got rejected. Taylor, as usual, does nothing in the way of looking after her mom, and fights with her brother are a daily occurrence. How do I know? She called me out of the blue one day and told me what a living hell her life had become. I just gave her the same line they used to give me. "Don't worry, sweetie, that's just how families are," before swiftly putting the phone down and blocking her. Hopefully she has some idea of how much I suffered now. They can carry on being at each other's throats and living in that atmosphere of hostility and hatred for the rest of their lives for all I care. After the divorce, I was finally able to rediscover the joy of having my own free time. I decided to get to work on looking for a new job while resting and relaxing at my parents' place. And to my surprise, I found a job in an office at a distribution company within a few weeks. It's just like they say, when one door closes, another one opens. I feel like I could take on anything when I think of how miserable my life was back then. I heard recently that Louise and her dad are still doing great and living happily together. She just moved up to middle school. Looking back on everything, I'm grateful at least that I was able to play a part in rescuing her from such a toxic environment. I still feel a little down sometimes when I remember what my life was like back then. But I soon feel better when I remind myself I'll never see any of them again. I'm living my life for me now. From here on out, no one's gonna get in the way of my happiness.
Darren, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. If you can, I'd really appreciate if you could make it home early. Can I ask you not to go out drinking with your friends for just one night?
What? Why? Is it so important that we can't do it over message?
I'd prefer if we could talk in person.
Unlike you, I'm busy and have things to do, Polly. You might be a stay-at-home housewife with nothing but free time on your hands, but I ain't. Me and you are not the same.
Nothing but free time? Jeez, Darren, on what planet? I have to take care of Lila and the house, you know. She was only born a month ago. My hands are pretty much full all the time with keeping on top of feeding and changing her. Not to mention the crying in the night.
I don't want to hear your sob story. At least you're in the house all day. Sure, I guess you can be a pain in the butt, but at least you don't have to drag yourself out to the office every day like me. Would it really kill you to let me use my free time after work how I want to?
I get that work has to be your main priority, but you haven't even lifted a finger to help with her ever since she was born, Darren.
I'm busy.
Busy out drinking with your friends?
My relationships with my coworkers are important. You might not realize it, but going out for drinks with the boys after work is just as much a part of my job as crunching numbers and making spreadsheets at the office. What am I saying? You wouldn't get it. You're a woman. Well, what did you want to talk about? I ain't got all day. I'm on my break right now, so I can spare some time out while eating my lunch. Go on, let's hear it. Chop chop.
It's about us. Darren, what happened to you? It's like your attitude completely changed as soon as Lila was born. I feel like I barely recognize you anymore.
Is it any wonder when you're constantly barking orders at me? Do this, do that. I'm tired from work, damn it. You think you're something special just because you happen to pop a baby out? Do you? Huh? Anyway, you said you'd give me a boy. But you couldn't even do that right, could you?
I could hardly manipulate the gender of our baby at will. Even doctors get it wrong sometimes.
My parents were over the moon when I said it was going to be a boy. You let me get their hopes up for nothing. I decided on a name, even bought a bunch of clothes and action men figures, fire trucks, and a replica AR-15. You betrayed everyone's expectations.
What exactly am I supposed to say to that? I feel like you're throwing crap at me about stuff I have absolutely no control over. Besides, I don't see how this justifies not doing anything to help out with Lila or the housework. She is still your daughter.
You might think I'm being harsh, but is it any wonder I'm mad? You felt in your duty to me as my wife. What am I supposed to do? Celebrate? That would be bad enough on its own, but your failures just keep mounting up by the day. Do you really think it's acceptable for me to come home to a dirty living room like I have been doing this past month? The bedroom's a pigsty too. You haven't even been cooking my dinner, damn it. Just what is it that you do around the house when I'm not here?
Lila's a baby, Darren. She's a full-time job in the most literal way possible. I have to be there for her 24 hours a day. I know it's frustrating, but that means there are some things I can't devote my full attention to.
Drop the bullshit, Polly. You were asleep when I came home last night.
That's because I'm severely sleep deprived.
How can you be sleep deprived when you spend all your time lounging around at home? All my coworkers' wives have their home situations under control. Take Jeff, for example. He comes home to a steaming hot dinner, a foot massage, and a peacefully sleeping son. Why can't you be more like this woman? I find it hard to believe you take your responsibilities seriously when I see the state of the house.
If the house being untidy upsets you that much, how about you watch Lila for me every now and then so I can break away for long enough to clean it up? Maybe you'll understand how hard things are for me then.
Jesus, woman. You can actually be telling me to look after Lila when I'm working full time. Just how much of an idiot do you take me for?
I don't take you for an idiot at all. I just want you to understand it's not easy keeping on top of cleaning an entire house while raising a newborn baby girl all on your own. I haven't had a proper night's sleep since I gave birth to her a month ago. To tell you the truth, I am really struggling.
What's your point?
If you have time to be going out drinking with your buddies after work, would it really hurt to watch Lila for me every now and then? My parents aren't around anymore, and all of my relatives live too far away to help out. But more than anything, I wish you'd start playing an active role in our daughter's life.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. That's your job as her mom. My job? To put food on the table and keep a roof over your heads. I'm fulfilling my side of the bargain. When are you gonna start upholding yours? It's your job to make sure everything runs smoothly at home. If you can't keep the house tidy despite being in it 24/7, you're obviously screwing up somewhere. Like hell am I gonna pick up the slack for your laziness?
She's our daughter, Darren. We're supposed to be raising her as a team, but I feel like I do everything on my own.
Jesus, woman, have you heard yourself? That only applies if you're keeping on top of your responsibilities. You're just trying to palm your jobs off onto me. I can read you like a book. I'm crazy sleep deprived because she wakes me up crying at 3 a.m. every night, and you have the nerve to ask me to babysit? If you really care about me in this marriage, you'll take her outside next time she cries like that.
You want me to take our baby daughter outside at 3 a.m. in the morning?
I can't sleep if she does it in the house. God damn it, Polly. You ruined my lunch with your bullshit. I was enjoying my burrito until you started bugging me. Are we done now?
We haven't made an inch of progress.
I have nothing more to say to you. Don't forget I pay for you to exist. It's about time you started showing the proper respect by keeping your mouth shut and doing what I goddamn well say. A jobless, leeching, stay-at-home housewife like you doesn't have any human rights. Polly, I'm coming home now.
Huh? You mean you're coming straight home from the office today?
Yup. You better make sure my dinner's ready on the table when I get home, or there's gonna be hell to pay. I want it steaming hot and delicious. I'm in a burgers and fries mood.
Whoa there, can you hold on for just a second? I can make you hamburgers and fries, but I can't do it on such short notice. I'm putting Lila to sleep right now, so it's gonna take me a little while. Would you mind waiting? She should be asleep soon.
God freaking damn it, woman. I finally come home early like you've been nagging at me to. And this is how you act?
Is there really any need to speak to me like that? You're late so much these days that I've come to expect it. You can hardly be surprised when I'm not ready for you to come home on time.
You're the one who won't shut up about me getting home early.
Couldn't you have told me any earlier? I could have had your supper ready then.
Why do you need to know in advance when you're at home 24/7? Oh, and you should know that I messed up big time at work because of you and Lila.
How is that our fault?
Because I'm majorly sleep deprived from her constant crying in the night, and I'm majorly stressed out from the shithole of a house I have to come back to every day. I'm only human. I have my limits like everyone else. Nothing has been going well at the office lately because of you. The boss has been giving me a hard time because of all the careless mistakes I make. I'm not gonna lie, he's starting to piss me off. Your slovenly, nonchalant attitude is having a domino effect. Not only are you screwing my life up, but now you're messing with my work life too. Are you gonna take responsibility or not?
I am not accepting blame for your mistakes at work. Blaming me and your newborn daughter for that is downright unfair.
That's unfair? No, woman. What's unfair is you slacking so hard in your duties as my wife that I go to work feeling so stressed out that I can't even do my job properly. It's a stay-at-home housewife's job to be there to support, uplift her man. But all you do is bring me down. You ain't no housewife. You're a goddamn agent of chaos obsessed with sabotaging me.
I'm taking care of Lila all on my own, Darren. You literally never lift a finger for her. Hell, I don't even think I've seen you hold her yet. I don't need to be preached to about slacking on my duties from you. Your mistakes at work are just that. Your mistakes. They have nothing to do with us.
Say what now?
If you think the house is untidy, you're always welcome to help me clean it up. As for the crying at night, there is nothing I can do about it beyond settling her down and getting her back off to sleep when she does it. She's a baby. That's what they do. I understand how frustrating it is to get woken up and have your sleep messed with all the time. But no amount of blaming or complaining is going to change it.
Tell me, Polly, just who the hell do you think you are? How dare you define me, the breadwinner and man of the house?
I'm not defying you at all. I'm just trying to make you understand the reality of how things are. Why won't you try to understand what I'm saying?
Forget it. I'm eating out tonight.
I see. Fine. Sorry I couldn't have your hamburgers and fries ready.
Don't apologize if you don't really mean it. God, I get pissed off just thinking about you.
Darren, you can't be serious. This is downright horrible. Are you trying to force me and Lila to live in the cupboard? You locked us in from the outside, didn't you? You're disgusting.
What choice did I have when she's been throwing a screaming fit since 2 a.m.? I barely got a wink of sleep last night because of you two. You can both sit quietly in the cupboard and have a long, hard think about your behavior.
She's a baby. They cry. It's what they do. I had her sleep downstairs with me to try and stop her from bothering you as much as possible. Can't you see I'm trying here?
You think I can't hear her crying down there from the upstairs bedroom? Get real, Polly. It makes barely any difference. The house is small and the walls are thin. I told you to take her outside the next time she had one of her tantrums, but you didn't listen. Well, you know what? I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy. Now it's time for you to pay.
I'll never forget this. I can't believe you locked us both in the cupboard under the stairs. Let us out now!
Do you think whining at me like this is gonna make me want to let you out? You two are the ones in the wrong here. I wouldn't have to lock you in the cupboard if you weren't so intent on defying me at every opportunity. If you want someone to be mad at yourself. You only have yourself to blame for this. I'm getting ready for work and I'm leaving.
Seriously? So when do you plan on letting us out?
Isn't that the question? Simple. When you apologize for defying me.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? You got some nerve. The only one with something wrong with them here is you. You're gonna be stuck in that cupboard until you realize that. You think you get to slack off and do sweet FA all day, every day, just because you gave birth to our daughter? You're intentionally negligent with the cooking, and you barely spend any time cleaning the house. I might be able to let that slide if you at least kept the brat under control, but no, you can't even do that. You're the most useless wife and mom there ever was. You want to try walking a mile in my shoes by going out to work every day? You wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Stop preaching at me and let us out of the cupboard.
I already told you, the only way you're getting out of there is by having a long, hard think about your behavior and apologizing to me for being so disrespectful. If I get home and find out you've escaped, or have even been trying to escape, we're getting a divorce. Don't forget your parents are dead. You're not in contact with any of your relatives. You should think very carefully about your next move because you'd be in for a world of trouble if I walked away from you.
That's where you're wrong. I have my Uncle Ian.
Ian? Isn't he your dead dad's brother? I thought he lived abroad. He's hardly in any position to help you when he lives on another continent. Just quit your whining already and start reflecting on your behavior. If you can keep quiet in there all day and apologize to me when I get home, I might just forgive you and let you out. But remember that if you try and escape or do anything stupid like contact my parents, I'll divorce you quicker than you can say good for nothing wife. I hid your purse and your bank card, so you needn't bother trying to get out.
Oh my God, you're evil.
What a shame. You should get comfortable because it looks like you're going to be spending a long, long time in that cupboard. Although something tells me you'll be begging me to let you out soon enough. It just said on the weather report that it is 93.2 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. Looks like you're in for a rough day in that cupboard. How's it going, Polly? You ready to apologize to me yet? You must be getting real sick of living in that cupboard by now. You really are a pitiful disgrace of a man. Hey, don't speak to me like that. I was willing to let you out if you apologized to me, but I just changed my mind. You have no intention of apologizing to me, do you? There's nothing to apologize for. I see. So you're still intent on disobeying me, are you? I'm the only reason there's food on the table and a roof over your head, you shameless parasite. If you don't want our daughter to starve, then shut up and do what you're damn well told. Are we clear now? This is your last chance. Apologize right now. Swear you'll never disobey me again and acknowledge me as your lord and master, and I might just forgive you. You're surprisingly arrogant for someone so broke. Huh? Me? Broke? What the heck is your problem, bitch? Are you trying to piss me off? It's been a while, Darren. It's Polly's Uncle Ian. Huh? Uncle Ian? Stop screwing me around, Polly. I ain't laughing. You told me your Uncle Ian lived abroad. Did all that time in the cupboard make you go crazy or something? I'm back in the States now. I come over and let Polly and Lila out of the cupboard as soon as I heard what was going on. How dare you turn my niece and daughter into prisoners in their own home? You despicable sack of shit. Oh man, is this really Polly's Uncle Ian? You better believe it. Shall we do a video call? It's fine, we don't have to do that. Polly's feeding Lila right now, so me and you are going to have a little chat. Now listen to me and listen well, Darren. You will be taking responsibility for the horrendous way you've been treating your wife and daughter, won't you? Ian, please hear me out. You need to know that I'm not the only one in the wrong here. Polly's supposed to be a stay-at-home housewife, but she never does any housework. In spite of that, she's constantly giving me a hard time for something or other. Polly's been looking after Lila all by herself ever since the birth. Do you have any idea how hard that is? Please, I could raise a kid with one hand. It's hardly a big deal. Wow. You genuinely have no idea, do you? I can tell you have no experience with children. Oh, and I almost forgot. How is your boss doing? It's been ages since me and Larry last spoke. Larry? You know my boss? Yes. Well, he's doing fine, I guess, but why would you ask me that? I see, I'm glad to hear it. It's about time me and him had a catch-up. I think I'll pay him a visit. What? This will be news to you, but me and Larry go way back. We've known each other since preschool, became best friends in high school, and were drinking buddies in college. Are you joking? You wish. Listen, Ian, I get that you might have been tight back then, but he's a busy guy these days. And he's super difficult to get a hold of. It's probably for the best you don't bother him. He has a lot on his plate with work right now. Polly told me that you don't have a job. Is this true? Surely you're not going to be able to afford to live in the States after being abroad for so long. The cost of living is going through the roof these days, not to mention inflation. Honestly, I think you should probably just leave again. I hate to tell you, but America has changed. It's not the country it was when you left. Truthfully, this is the last place a retired expat like you should be living. You're sadly mistaken. Me and Larry used to meet all the time back when I was working. Who do you think it was who helped him set up the company you're lucky enough to work for all these decades ago? Me. What? I've set up and managed over 15 companies throughout my life. That's why I retired early and moved to Thailand. Oh, really? I had no idea. Polly never told me anything about any of this. Why would she? What relevance does it have to anything? But really, don't you think it's a little crass to be bragging about being the breadwinner? Having a job doesn't make you special. Oh, Larry just got back to me. Looks like he's free after all. I'll make sure to tell him all about you. No, please. Wait. You don't have to do this. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble if you do. Trouble? How so? Listen, Ian. I think you're making a big misunderstanding here. You see, the thing between me and Polly was just a lover tip. It wasn't anything serious, just like a minor squabble, you know? I really don't think there's any need to tell my boss about it. I haven't said anything about what I'm gonna tell him. Why are you so worried? Ian, please don't mention me to Larry. Surely you two got all sorts of things to discuss if you two go back as far as you say. Think about it. Talking about me would be nothing but a waste of both of your time. I'm begging you. Why would you beg me? Seems to me like you know full well this was no petty squabble. You're fully aware of how horribly you've been treating Polly and Lila, and you're desperately afraid of facing the consequences. Look, I'll apologize. I'll do anything, but please don't tell Larry. Please, anything but that. Don't make me laugh. You must be living on another planet if you think this is something that goes away with a mere apology. How could you lock your wife and newborn baby in a storage cupboard? What's worse, we're in the middle of a heat wave. You may as well have put them in the oven, you despicable, heartless dipshit. Larry isn't the only one who'll be finding out about what you did. I'll be accompanying Polly to the police station later today. I suggest you prepare yourself for the hell that's about to be unleashed upon you. Ian, no. Please, can we just slow down and talk this over like mature adults? This is so unnecessary. I'll apologize to Polly, I swear. I'll do whatever it takes to earn her forgiveness. Please, just don't tell my boss or the cops. There's really no need to do anything that dramatic.
Hey, Darren, I just got my phone back from my Uncle Ian.
Polly?
Yep.
I'm so sorry, baby. Things haven't been going well for me at work lately. I think there's a chance I might have been treating you a little unfairly.
So? Does that mean it's acceptable to lock me and your newborn baby daughter in a cupboard all day? You did whatever the hell you wanted to me because my parents are dead and you thought I lived too far away from any of my relatives for anyone to help me, didn't you? You thought I'd just shut up and accept whatever you did to me, that I'd have no one to turn to ask for help. What you did to me wasn't just abuse. It was calculated abuse of the most sick, twisted kind.
Polly, no, it wasn't like that. It was my parents' fault. My mom and dad have been complaining at me something chronic ever since you gave birth to Lila. Then to add insult to injury, things at work started getting crazy hectic right around the same time. So, I was so stressed you wouldn't believe.
Which means it's acceptable to take it out on me and your daughter, does it? I fail to see the connection. And please, this goes way beyond being stressed. You locked us in the frickin' cupboard. There is no justification for what you did, and I'll never forgive you for as long as I live.
I know, babe, you're right. I just want you to understand why I did it. To be honest, what triggered it was coming home from work to find you asleep. I thought, why the hell am I out busting my balls at the office 40 hours a week if she's just lazing around and sleeping at home?
I understand that you've had a lot on your plate lately, but you can't seriously think you're the only one. I just gave birth, Darren. I'm busier than I have ever been, but physically, I've never felt weaker. I can't believe you treat me this way at all, let alone while I'm recovering from childbirth. Is it any wonder I fall asleep during the day? I'm lucky if I get even an hour's rest during the night with how often Lila's up crying. I am at my physical and emotional limit, and you just made everything a million times worse. The reason I wanted us to talk before was because I needed to tell you I couldn't go on with things as they were. But you wouldn't even give me the time of day. You just told me to shut my mouth and stop defying you because you are the breadwinner.
I'm so sorry. I've been an idiot, a fool, a moron.
I want a divorce.
Excuse me?
You're the one who said you'd divorce me if I left the cupboard without your permission. Well, that's fine by me.
Polly, please, I'm apologizing here.
My Uncle Ian already told you this. But what you did to me doesn't go away with an apology. I can't stay with someone who's capable of that.
I didn't mean it, baby. All that stuff I said about divorce, I didn't mean any of it for real.
The fact that you'd threaten me with something like that makes you even more despicable. I want a divorce 5 minutes ago. I'll be happy if I never see your face again.
If I go along with the divorce, would you promise not to tell my boss or go to the cops about any of this? My life will be over. Please, I'm begging you. I know I screwed up. Do you want me to get on my knees? Is that it? Because I'll do it. I swear I will. I'll kiss your feet.
Pathetic, as usual. You're only worried about saving your own skin. A slimy rat right to the bitter end. I can't tell you how relieved I am that Lila won't have to grow up in the presence of a miserable dirtbag like you.
Please, Polly. Just think about this logically for a minute. If you tell my boss about what happened and I lose my job, how am I supposed to pay you child support? Don't you want my money? Because I sure as hell can't give you any without a job.
I never mentioned this to you, but I inherited a lot of money from my parents. Uncle Ian said he'd be there to support me too. I have more than enough money to raise Lila all on my own. I'll be happy just to get you out of our lives once and for all. Even better, my financial situation means there is nothing stopping me from completely destroying your life.
No, Polly, please, I'm begging you. You're gonna destroy my life? Seriously? Please stop talking like that. I already agreed to divorce you, damn it. What more do you want? I'm gonna lose everything at this rate.
And so you should. I'll never forgive you for using me as a verbal and emotional punching bag to vent your stress on after I gave birth to your daughter. And locking us in the cupboard in the middle of a heat wave? Don't even get me started, you loathsome scumbag. Mark my words, you will take full responsibility for your actions. I don't need you to put food on the table for me anymore. With that, my Uncle Ian went out to meet Larry, Darren's boss, at a local restaurant where he told him all about his reprehensible treatment of me and his daughter. After that, we paid a visit to the police station. The cops didn't pursue criminal charges owing to the fact that I had my phone with me in the cupboard and was able to call for help and get out more or less immediately. But I received a call from the sergeant telling me they'd be keeping a record of what he did on their system forever. Needless to say, we were swiftly divorced. And Darren lost his job after receiving the dressing down of a lifetime from a livid Larry. When I say lost his job, I mean Larry forced him to voluntarily resign under threat of making his life at the office hell, due to the fact that he couldn't legally fire him for his misdeeds at home. Larry, showing incredible mercy and generosity, agreed to give Darren a severance package in spite of what his wayward employee had done, of which I received every last cent in the form of child support. Darren, who had lost everything, begged me countless times to take him back and give him another chance. But I wouldn't take that domineering, abusive lowlife back if you paid me all the money on earth. He burst into tears, claiming he did it because he was lonely and felt like I was neglecting him because I spent all my time looking after our newborn daughter. But that's no justification for what he did. If anything, the fact he kept trying to make excuses just made me more disgusted with him. Unless Lila tells me she wants to meet her dad one day, they'll probably never see each other again. Not long after the events of today's tale, me and Lila moved to Kansas, where I found a trendy new apartment to live in. Uncle Ian very kindly stayed with us for a while to help lighten the burden of looking after her. 6 months later, he finally moved back to his villa in Thailand. But we're still in regular contact, and he's always there when I need someone to talk to. You'll never guess what. The other day, he asked me if I'd like to bring Lila and live in Thailand with him. Decisions. To be honest, my hands are too full with raising the little one to consider something as major as moving to a new country right now. But once things settle down a little, I'm going to give the idea some serious consideration. A life surrounded by sun, sand, and palm trees could never be a bad thing. While always thinking of mine and the fast-growing Lila's future, and how to give her the best chances of success in life, I intend to shower her with love, affection, and care so she never forgets what a special little lady she is. Hey James, you back off night shift yet? I saw your clothes in the washing machine.
Yup, I stopped by at the house to get changed a little while ago. I went straight back to work, though. Morning, babe.
Good morning, sweetie. Sorry, I must have been asleep when you got back.
No kidding, you were out like a light.
Henry was crying non-stop throughout the night. I felt like I was getting up every 5 minutes to calm him down. When I finally did get off to sleep, it was already morning.
Sounds like you've been through the mill. I suspected it might have been a rough one for you. That's why I didn't wake you up.
The house is an absolute pigsty, too. Sorry, sweetie, I'll get everything tidied up as soon as I can. Are you hungry? Did you have anything to eat while you were home?
Oh, I had some cup noodles at the office before I came back.
Sorry I didn't have anything ready for you to eat.
Don't sweat it. I'll just grab something from the store on my break. It's no big deal.
If you rushed straight back out to the office after changing clothes, does that mean you still have work left to do?
Yep. I have a bunch of menial computer stuff still left to take care of. You keep hearing all this stuff about how AI is going to steal our jobs. But I wish I'd hurry up and take this crap off my hands. I'm swamped.
Sounds like you're having a tough time of it, too. Is this a busy time of year for you?
It's less the time of year and more that we're short-staffed right now. 2 of the girls have been away on maternity leave for months now. And Dave fell off a ladder while doing some DIY at his house last week. To make matters worse, we've had 3 resignations in the last month alone. We're stretched to a breaking point.
Are you at least taking enough breaks, or at least fitting naps in every now and then? You're more likely to get into a car accident when you're sleep deprived, you know. I'm worried about you, sweetie.
It's fine. I still manage to squeeze in a cheeky nap here and there, and I take breaks when I can. The boss said I can have 2 hours to myself to catch up on my sleep at 2 p.m. today, since I stayed up all night at the office last night.
I'm pleased to hear that. But still, 2 hours isn't a lot of sleep after you just stayed up all night. You must be shattered.
Oh, you're right. I could probably use more. But you're hardly sleeping like a princess yourself. Did you even get 2 hours last night?
You do have a point. But still, I'm at home all the time, so I'm fortunate enough to be able to squeeze in a nap whenever Henry dozes off during the day.
That reminds me, have you been able to feed him properly lately? I remember you told me your milkers weren't producing the goods. You went for a massage to try and get things moving again before, right?
Everything seems to be back to normal now. We actually have a lot of milk left over in those bottles in the fridge. I've been gradually moving him onto baby food lately.
Oh, really? I can't believe how fast he's growing up. I barely get to see him all these days. It's kind of eating away at me. I can't help but feel like I'm missing out on his childhood, what with pretty much living at the office. Does he even know I'm his dad anymore?
Of course he does, silly. He always has a big beaming smile on his face whenever you come home.
I hope he's not just doing it out of politeness.
You must be joking, right? He's not even old enough to understand the concept of politeness yet. You're an amazing dad, James. It really means a lot to me that you're thinking of us despite being so busy with work.
You guys are the reason I do it, babe. I'd never be able to endure these ridiculous working hours if not for you two. You give me the strength to carry on.
Thank you, honey. Having you and Henry around helps me power through when times are tough, too.
Sorry I'm not there to help out with things around the house. I know dads are normally supposed to help out with babies and housework and things like that.
It's okay, sweetie. I understand. Your work situation is making that pretty much impossible right now. I'm not gonna lie, though. I might struggle to keep on top of everything if things at work seem like they're gonna carry on like this for a long time. Do you think things might get better soon? If they don't, would you consider finding a new job?
I hate to say it, but there's no end in sight. To be honest with you, babe, I've already been thinking about it. Family time is important to me, and if I carry on not being able to see you guys because they keep making me spend virtually all my waking hours there, I'm going to start questioning why I'm even working for them in the first place. Thanks for everything that you do, Daisy. I really appreciate you. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you, James. Hey, James, roughly when do you think you'll be done at the office today? I was hoping you could pick up some sports drinks and vitamins from the store on your way home.
Sorry, it's going to be a while longer yet. I was supposed to be here till 7 p.m., but Reggie from sales called in sick and now I've got to do his night shift. Holy crap, I'm going to be working for 20 hours straight.
Wow.
Did something happen? Do you feel sick again?
I have a fever again. I think I caught a cold from Henry. He was sniffling and sneezing something chronic for all of last week, remember? It was only a matter of time before I got something.
Ah, damn it. What's your temperature? Did you take it?
It's 38.8 degrees right now.
Wow, that's really high. Do you have chills? Does your fever seem like it's going to get worse?
I have a feeling it will. I've got a pounding headache and I feel like I could spew up at any minute. I was planning on asking you to watch Henry while I got some sleep after you got home, but it doesn't sound like you're going to be in any position to do that.
I'm so sorry, babe. It really doesn't look like I'm going to be able to break away from this place anytime soon. Can you hold out until tomorrow morning?
Don't worry, I think I can just about power through till then if I really try my hardest. But even still, surely you'll be exhausted when you get home from your night shift. You'll probably be ready for bed yourself.
But you're suffering, babe.
You hardly have it easy yourself either, James. A 20-hour shift? I mean, Jesus Christ. What kind of company do you work for? How can I complain about a cold when you're working so hard for me and Henry?
You're the best wife a guy could ever hope to have, Daisy. I'll be home as soon as I possibly can. I'm sorry I'm working so many hours lately. I feel awful.
It's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. It can't be helped. I'll get through this. You just watch me. Henry's diapers need changing whether I've got a cold or not, so there's nothing else for it but to grit my teeth and power on. There's no denying it. Things are tough for us both right now, but I know we can get through this if we work together. What do you say? Shall we show the world what we're made of?
Yeah, that's the spirit. I'll be home with your sports drinks and vitamins as soon as I get off the night shift. If there's anything else you want me to get, just let me know.
Daisy, how long do you intend on forcing me to wait? Do you know what time it is? Is that Kylie? You're James's sister, right? How come you're messaging me out of the blue? A long time no see. Can I help you with something? You can't be serious. Stop screwing around and come and pick up your kid already. I have work first thing tomorrow. I never agreed to have him until this time, and it's rude of you to assume I would without even saying anything. You have Henry? What? But Henry's asleep here with me.
What are you talking about? How can that be? If Henry's with you, then whose kid am I watching?
I'll be honest with you, Kylie, I don't have a clue what's going on here. Henry's most definitely here with me. So what's going on? Are you babysitting right now?
Yes, I'm watching a little boy James dropped off at my place this morning. He asked me to watch him because he said you and him have plans as a couple today. To be honest, I wasn't super eager about the idea, but he told me you guys have barely had any time to yourselves lately, and it sounded like you could use a break. But then James never came to collect him when he said he would. I tried calling him countless times, but he didn't answer, which is why I'm messaging you now.
Oh, I remember now. We exchanged contacts a couple of years back, didn't we? I totally forgot because we never message each other.
Forget that. I'm asking you, what's going on with this little boy asleep on my sofa?
I'm sorry, Kylie, but I don't know what to tell you. Henry's been here at home with me all day. James went to work first thing this morning. He never said anything about going to your place, and we had no plans together today.
Wait, what? Whose kid is this then? Whose son have I been looking after all day?
Did James really drop him off at your place this morning?
Yep, he messaged me out of the blue last night asking if I'd have him today. He never messages me, so that was a surprise in and of itself.
Now that you mention it, he did say you and him don't speak that much.
Yes, and that was an intentional decision on my part.
Really? Do you mind if I ask why? Did something happen between you and James?
I'm the kind of person who struggles to say no when people ask me for favors. So me and James having any kind of relationship was never going to work. I got sick of the way he always used to ask me to do things for him. One day it'd be picking up a parcel, the next his suit from the dry cleaners. Sometimes he'd even have me do his grocery shopping. Eventually, I reached my wit's end and told him enough was enough. I told him I wasn't going to let him treat me like his errand girl any longer, and we've barely spoken since.
Wow, I had no idea.
But seriously, whose kid is this? I could have sworn James said it was your Henry. Did I mishear him? Could it be one of his friends' kids?
I'm really not sure. The idea of him leaving one of his friends' kids with his estranged sister strikes me as a little odd.
Yeah, you can say that again.
It's even weirder that he left whoever's kid this is at your place without so much as a word about it to me. No way. Did James have a baby with someone else behind my back?
I really couldn't say.
I feel weird even saying it. Surely that's ridiculous, right? Of course it is. There's no way he'd ever do that. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for this.
I don't know, Daisy. I hate to say this, but now that you mention it, maybe that is the most likely explanation for what's going on here. Or rather, it's literally all I can think of.
You really think so?
One thing's for sure, if that's what's going on, I'll kill him. God damn him. Why does my brother have to be such an asshole?
You know what else? He's almost never at home lately. He said it was because things are tough at work, but I'm starting to see it in a different light now.
Do you think he really is at work?
He's always telling me about how overstretched they are at the office these days, what with things like people going off on maternity leave or calling in sick, and him being left to pick up the pieces. I believed him before because I didn't think I had any reason to doubt him, but now I'm not so sure. I've had my hands so full with looking after Henry and keeping everything at home in order that I've barely even had time to think. If he really does have a kid with someone else, that obviously means he's been cheating on me.
I don't think it's out of the question. I got cheated on by an ex-boyfriend once. He gave me the same pack of lies, overtime this, project deadlines that. All the while, he was out on dates with some floozy behind my back.
But still, I can't believe this is happening. James is so kind. He always seems to be thinking of me, and he always says the nicest, most thoughtful things.
Talk is cheap, Daisy. What is he actually doing? Does he help out around the house or with Henry?
No, not at all.
but I figured he couldn't help it because things are so hectic for him at work. But that only applies if things really are hectic at work. What's the truth, I wonder? Do you think there's a chance he might just be saying all these nice things to trick you? You know, like keep you sweet so you don't start getting suspicious and questioning his near total absence from your lives? Trick me? Think about it. If he plays the model husband and unfortunate victim of work over text messages, you're less likely to start wondering what he's actually up to when he spends all this time away from the house. If you look at it in terms of what he's actually doing or how much time he actually spends with you, it sounds like it's next to nothing, right? You're right. Actually, listen to this one. So this was last week. I came down with a fever and didn't have the energy to look after Henry like I normally do. James couldn't make it home. But I convinced myself it couldn't be helped because it's not like it was his choice to be at work, and I was sure he'd come home and take over while I rested up if he could. That must have been really difficult for you. The thought of him lying about that is just... Oh my God, that means he'd rather spend time with his lover than look after me while I'm sick? If this is really what's going on, I'll never forgive him. And so you shouldn't. When's he supposed to be getting back tonight? He said he's on the late shift. He said he'd be home sometime after midnight. I see. Daisy, we've got some investigating to do. We're going to get to the bottom of what's going on with this kid on my sofa, and while we're at it, let's find out if he really is spending all his time at work. James, when are you coming to collect your son? It's 10 p.m. already.
I'll be over at 1 a.m. the latest. Sorry, Kylie, I had no idea we'd be out this late.
Fine, I'm waiting.
I'll be over as soon as I can.
All right. I must say, James, your little boy is so cute, but I can't put my finger on who he looks like. Come to think of it, I'm not so sure he looks like either you or his mom.
Oh, really? You're not? I think he has Daisy's eyes and my nose. Wouldn't you say so? I'm sure he'll start to look more like us when he gets bigger.
You think? It's hard for me to imagine him looking anything like either of you.
Geez, Kylie, he's still just a baby. Give it time. That's just how they are at that age.
You and Daisy are both really good looking, so whoever he ends up taking after, I'm sure he'll be a hit with the ladies. I'm amazed at how well defined and striking his facial features are despite him being so young.
Right? He was always going to be handsome with me and Daisy as his parents.
But is he really your son? I find it hard to believe.
Huh? Of course he's ours. What are you even saying? Wait, are you accusing me of something?
It's only natural your sister would have her doubts, James. Henry's been at home with me all day after all. So go on, let's hear it. Whose kid did you leave with Kylie?
Huh? Who's this?
It's Daisy. Hi.
Are you using my sister's phone? Why would you two be together?
Your sister messaged me, so I went over to her place. Well, who does the kid belong to?
No. Please don't get the wrong idea here, babe. I had my reasons for what I did, I swear.
That doesn't answer my question. You told Kylie the little boy she was watching was our son, Henry, didn't you? You lied. Before you start speaking, I need to make it clear that I'll flip out if you try feeding me any bullshit about him being your friend's son.
No, I'm serious, Daisy. I had my reasons. I'm dealing with a few circumstances right now.
I'll just come straight out with it. You had a kid with another woman behind my back, didn't you?
Oh my God, what? Have you lost your mind? No way!
I see. I guess you won't mind if we do a DNA test then? I hate to accuse you of something like that, but it's the only explanation that makes any sense to me right now. If I'm wrong, then give me an explanation I can believe. I shouldn't have to say this, but you'll be making a big mistake if you lie to me now.
I suggest you think very carefully about what you say next.
You're right.
Excuse me?
That kid, he's my son from another woman.
I knew it.
But make no mistake, baby, you're the only one I love. You're the apple of my eye, you and only you. I never meant to get my lover pregnant.
So what if you didn't mean to? You done goofed the moment you cheated on me. I'll never be able to forgive you for this.
Please listen to me, baby. I knew what I did was wrong. But he's still my son, and I still love him. What was I supposed to do? Abandon him? There's no way I could do that.
I get it, James. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. Anyway, why did you dump your love child on your sister?
His mom got hospitalized with pneumonia. She was supposed to be leaving him with one of her friends, but she couldn't have him for the whole day. I didn't know what to do, and it was an emergency, so I figured dropping him off at Kylie's was my last option.
I get it. I bet you thought Kylie would have no way of finding out the truth because you and her were estranged, and me and her haven't spoken in years. You really didn't think this through, did you?
Look, I'm so sorry, baby. Please forgive me.
If you're genuinely sorry, I want an honest answer. If I find out you lied to me afterwards, we are absolutely 100% getting a divorce.
Fine, I will. I can be honest. Let me show you. Go on, I'm ready.
You've barely been home at all lately. Were you out meeting your lover all this time?
Yes. I used to stop off at her place on the way back to work.
That's funny. If what you were saying was true, you shouldn't have had any time to go and see her. All those days you spent working without breaks, all those early shifts that turned into evenings, that turned into nights. I can only conclude you were lying about being at work to go and see your lover. Am I right?
Yes.
I know. Why don't you phone your boss and ask him to send you the rota? Then you can show me exactly when you were working and exactly when you were out spending time with her.
I'm not sure I can do that, babe.
Why not?
Well, you see, the thing is, I don't work there anymore.
Excuse me?
I changed jobs just over a year ago. I don't work lates or nights anymore.
Wow. Which can only mean you were out with your lover last week when I was ill. You said you were working the night shift. You lied, didn't you?
Yes.
Do you have any idea how much I struggled with looking after Henry that night? My head was pounding like I'd been 10 rounds with Mike Tyson, and I must have thrown up at least 5 times. I was up and down like a yo-yo, calming Henry down whenever he cried, feeling like I was about to pass out at any moment.
There is no excuse for what I did, babe, and I won't try to make any. You should have never had to go through that. It's just that me and my girlfriend had been planning on going to Disney World on that day for a long time. I wanted to cancel when I found out you were ill, but knew that she'd be furious with me if I did.
Wow. So not upsetting your lover over a freaking Disney World trip is more important to you than my health? You're a despicable scumbag and I wish we never met. I can't take this anymore. Me and you are finished.
Please, baby, I swear, I'll never do anything like this again. I'm begging you to find it in your heart to forgive me.
I'd have to be the biggest moron on the planet to trust a lowlife like you again. Hell, I feel like the biggest moron on the planet for trusting you in the first place. You had me totally fooled with your sweet talk, didn't you, you manipulative asshole?
I wasn't lying when I said that I loved you, Daisy.
That's enough. I've heard enough. I'll never believe another word that comes out of your mouth. If anything, I just get more and more pissed off every time you speak. James, it's Kylie. I think it's about time you gave up. You're only driving her further away if you keep trying to stop her like this.
Kylie, how did things end up like this? This was never supposed to happen.
Things ended up like this because you're a disgraceful, shameless liar. You deserve everything that's coming to you. Anyway, we all know that stuff about being swamped with work was a lie.
Which should mean you're available now, right? Come and pick up your lover's kid already.
Wait, what about Daisy? Did she say anything about what she's gonna do next?
Her and Henry will be staying over at my place tonight, but she made it very clear she doesn't want to see your face. I'll hand over your bastard child at the doorstep, and then you can go home immediately. I'll be telling Mom and Dad about everything you did.
Wait a sec, Kylie. Does this mean Daisy's gonna divorce me? Is she serious about going through with it?
She says she'll be going to stay with her parents for the time being. If you want to talk to her, she said you'll have to drive out to her parents' place.
Her parents' place?
There's a good chance her mom and dad will beat the living daylights out of you, but if you're serious about her, you'll just have to face the music like a man. You've been rotten to that poor girl, and I'm ashamed to call you my brother.
No, this can't be happening. Daisy and Henry are my world, my everything. I can't bear the thought of losing them.
How could you mean that? If they were really your everything, you wouldn't have lied to her for God knows how long while she struggled to run a household and raise your son all on her own while you were out with your lover. None of us will ever be able to believe another word you say. Oh, it looks like Daisy wants to speak to you again. I'm passing over the phone now.
Daisy? Daisy, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean it, baby. I feel awful.
Actions speak louder than words, James. If you're genuinely sorry, then prove it.
I will. Of course I will. I'll do anything. Just say the word. Please, just forgive me, baby. I'm begging you here.
Just say the word? Okay, I do have a few words for you, actually. Child support and compensation. If you're sorry, you'll pay up every last cent of what I ask for.
Child support? Oh my God. You're serious, aren't you? I didn't think you'd actually go through with the divorce.
Then you're as delusional as you are shameless. Just because we're finished doesn't mean you get to escape responsibility for our son. You helped bring a life into the world, and you will fulfill your role as his dad, even if just financially. You'll be working to pay child support until he's an adult. You lied to me about having to do overtime for so long, but you're gonna need to do some for real with how much money you're about to owe me. After that, I swiftly divorced James and received a hefty sum in compensation. Me and Henry are currently living with my mom and dad at their place, and the four of us are having a great time together. James desperately begged me to take him back for a little while after the events of today's episode. To my surprise, it seems like he was genuinely broken up about the divorce. And he pestered me for months and months on end until he finally realized his struggling was in vain. Something tells me both sets of parents, as well as his sister, flipping out at him might also have had something to do with him finally taking the hint. Eventually, the woman he had a son with behind my back stopped responding to his messages. As things stand, he hasn't heard from her or seen his son in months. I heard it was because she wasn't happy about the way he was desperately begging me to take him back. I guess he must have been sweet-talking her into trusting him the whole time, just like he did with me. I'm pleased she finally realized what a scumbag he is. I got a message from Kylie a few days ago telling me she woke up to 57 missed calls and 97 messages from James, telling her how alone and isolated he feels after being disowned by his entire family. Sounds like he finally reached breaking point. Sorry, asshole, but what goes around comes around. It probably goes without saying, but this is the fate that awaits anyone who lies, cheats, and deceives their way through life.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.